Hello, kings and queens. King Moreland here. As you know, I'm on a mission to help you unlock your full potential and become the absolute best version of yourself. Whether you're facing challenges or looking to level up in life or just chasing dreams, you've come to the right place. Every week, we dive deep into strategies, mindset shifts, and practical tools that will help you transform your life from the inside out. This is your channel, your personal development channel, so you can become the powerhouses you were meant to be in the world. A channel where mediocrity isn't an option and excellence is our standard. So, if you're a passionate individual committed to growth and you want a community of passionate individuals committed to growth like yourself, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and please hit the bell and comment down below. All right, so as you guys can see, I'm actually in my classroom right now. The reason I did that is because we have some very important things we need to talk about, and we need to dive even deeper into this arc on finding our purpose and finding our identity, right? So last episode, we looked into finding our purpose, that inner voice, right? But purpose is only the starting point. Once you find your purpose, the next question is, who will you become because of it, right? So today, we are going to connect our purpose to dreams, piece by piece, and have this whiteboard right behind me to help us do that. So, without further ado, we are about to have our first whiteboard moment. Now, there is a reason I did this. It's so you guys can get the full impact of how important this is, right? So as you guys can see, one of my students beautifully wrote out Kings and Queens Motivation Station. I'm not going to erase that. We're going to go right here on top of it. Over it, above it, I should say. All right, let's do this. When it comes down to it, we have to break this down. When it comes down to it, we're all chasing dreams. All right, we're all chasing dreams. But in order for us to achieve our dreams, we need three things. I promise you, if you have these three things, you can achieve pretty much any dream there is. So let's get into it. The first one, you're going to need hard work. It's mandatory. You won't be able to achieve too much without hard work. It is very important. All right? It's always a part of the recipe. But not only do you need hard work, you also need time. Hard work plus time. And when time is ever in the equation, there's a third one you need. Pretty sure some of you guys have probably figured this out, but I'm going to put it up there anyways. You're also going to need patience. Dreams equal hard work plus time plus patience. You're going to need all three if you're going to achieve your dreams. Now, here's why that's important. And here's why we need to know this equation. When it comes down to it, once you understand that your dreams are going to require a lot of hard work, a lot of time, and a lot of patience, you'll realize that they also require you to change as a person to achieve them. And that's where we get identity, right? So you'll find your purpose, and then you'll establish some dreams. And then once you establish dreams, because you have your purpose, you then create identity around it, because you'll need to become a certain type of person to achieve those dreams. See, I know I lost you like right there. Let me say it again. You gotta go back to episode 17 so you can look at your inner voice or listen to your inner voice. Look at yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself those pressing questions I spoke about in that video. That's gonna help you find your purpose, what God wants you to do, right? But then you need to sit down and establish some dreams, because once you have your dreams, that will give you something to chase after. And then once you begin chasing after it, you become the type of person you need to be to achieve those dreams. And that's how you discover your identity. All right. So we're going to break this down one by one. Let's start with hard work. The reason we're starting with hard work is because without hard work, none of this happens. It's the first step. Hard work is your engine. You can't coast your way to destiny. Whatever your purpose is, whatever you're leaning towards, whether it's speaking, building, creating, it demands daily deposits, daily hard work, every rep, every late night, every time you decide that you're going to work on moving closer and closer to that dream, that's how you get there, right? It's going to require sacrifice. And think of it like a house. Houses aren't built overnight. Many times they require brick by brick by brick, layer by layer. All right. So that's where the hard work comes in. All right. Now you're also going to need time because these things will not happen overnight. So let's circle it. When it comes to this equation, this one's in the middle because it's really, really important. If you have hard work and you have patience, you still need time to actually make it happen, right? So you have to understand time is a very important part of the ingredient. You can't plant the seed and expect a tree overnight. It's your job to put in the work over a long period of time and be consistent. Because when you do that, then you'll start seeing that your seed might grow into a tree. And that tree is symbolism for your dreams. And when it comes down to it, you put in that work and you have a lot of time, consistently putting in that work, then you just have to have patience. All right. Patience is important because that keeps your heart steady. When things don't work out overnight and things take a little longer than you expected them to take, sometimes you get frustrated. But here's the thing, right before that breakthrough, you'll face your greatest challenges, and you have to have patience so you don't quit when those great challenges come, right? You have to be able to take deep breaths and withstand the frustration because that is when you get to a point where you actually achieve the goal. I'm gonna tell you like this. Any goal that you want to achieve is going to be the hardest right before you actually achieve it. It's like climbing a mountain. When you get to that summit, people can't breathe. That's where most people don't make it. But the people that do, that's where they change. That's where they actually achieve their goal and become a whole different person. And that's where their identity is found, right? Let's dive a little deeper. When you combine all three of these, hard work, time, patience, you'll be able to achieve any dream, any vision, and any purpose. It can all come to life if you stay committed long enough and you put that work in for enough time and you have patience while you're doing it, right? So this right here is how identity is forged. This right here is how identity is forged. Because when you become the type of person who won't give up when you face challenges, that makes you to a different person. And that's actually how you find your identity. You find your purpose first, and then you set out goals to achieve, and you become a certain type of person while you're on that path to achieving those goals. So I want you to keep going no matter what. What God has put inside you needs to come out, not just for you, but for those around you and for the world as a whole. All right. But let's dive a little deeper. Identity isn't something that you find, it's something that's built through consistent choices. Purpose tells you why you are here, but identity shows you who you must become to fulfill it. So think of purpose as a compass in your hand, something that like tells you which way to go. Think of your identity as movement, you know, Because even with the compass, if it points north, but you refuse to move your feet, you'll stay lost. However, once you start moving, that movement absolutely shapes who you are. So every act of discipline and every decision to stay aligned with your purpose etches new lines into your character. It strengthens your character. And once it strengthens your character, that then becomes your identity. That's how it works. That's how it works. But let me continue to drop these gems. I got some more for y'all. When it comes to truly discovering your identity, you have to ask yourself these three questions. And I know that I have a younger viewership and an older viewership, so I made these questions very broad to where anybody can answer them, right? And it'll tell you hints and signals as to who you are as a person. Here's the first one. Number one, what do you stand for? If your purpose is what, your values are how. These are your guardrails. They'll keep you from drifting off into things that you know just aren't you, right? Here's the second question. Ask yourself, who are you becoming? Identity is not something that you become overnight. It's a journey. It's not just a label. And it's okay to evolve. You're allowed to change, but guess what? It's very important that you will never abandon who you are at the core. I'm still the same person I was 10 years ago at the core. That's the one thing I don't ever allow to change. If I was a good person then, I'm going to be a good person now. And 10 years from now, I'll still be a good person because that's who I am at the core. That is a core value for me. And that is a part of your identity. You have to discover who will you be at the core? Because whatever that is, don't ever let anything in this world change that. You have to keep that solid. Let's keep going. Number three, am I living what I say I believe? See, this one's key. This is called, I'm going to write this on the board here. Integrity. Integrity. That one's called integrity because integrity is your identity in action. The more your actions match your values, the stronger your sense of self becomes. And integrity is being who you are in public and private. A lot of us aren't able to do that, but that means that they're lacking integrity, right? You want to be the same person in public as you are in private, right? And that will strengthen your identity as well. But listen, you must remember the goal isn't to create a version of you that the world approves of. I want you to create the version of you that God intended you to be all along. The version of you that God knows you can become. That's what we're doing this. It's very important that you do that. So, in conclusion, if you take nothing from this episode, please jot this down. Purpose starts the journey, right? That's what we learned in episode 17. You have to have a purpose. You have to find out why you're here. What's your calling? What has God designed you to do, right? But then you have to get to the point where you know your identity because your identity sustains it. Purpose starts the journey, but identity keeps the journey going. And that's what we're learning in this episode. And when it comes down to it, your dreams, yes, your dreams, they are the fruits of both your purpose and identity aligning. When it's able to come together, that's when you achieve your dreams. If you got hard work, you got time, and you got patience, you can achieve any dream. It can all happen. You can achieve it all. You just have to, one, believe in it. Two, put the work in. Three, put the work in consistently over time. And four, have the patience as you're going after it. And then there's nothing you can't achieve. Because guess what? I truly believe this, and I want you to believe this too. God didn't give you dreams just to tease you. He gave them to you to grow you and help you achieve them. All right? So don't just dream about what you want to do. Do it. Become who you need to do. Become who you need to be to handle it. Because when your purpose and identity align, your dreams have no choice but to follow. When your purpose and your identity aligns, your dreams have no choice but to become a reality. All right? So become the person that can achieve those dreams. And here's your action steps. Once this video goes off, I want you to sit down and ask yourself these 3 questions. What does your dream require for you to become, to achieve it? Who do you need to become to achieve those dreams? I know for me, it's consistency, it's hard work, it's dedication, it's passion. For my dreams, it requires me to really, really lean into helping others, right? So that's what I'm doing. I want you to sit down and discover yours. Also, ask yourself this. What part of this equation here, do you struggle the most with? Do you struggle with putting in the work? Do you struggle with doing it consistently over a long period of time? Or do you struggle with the patience part of it? Do you give up after it's taking too long? If you're stopping at one of those, you have to figure that out so you can, troubleshoot and figure it and get it fixed, make the adjustment. All right. Then the third one, what daily action can you take this week right now to get you closer to your goals, to get you closer to figuring out what your identity is, and to get you closer to doing what God has put you here to do, and also achieving those dreams. All right. So, in conclusion, if you found any fulfillment from this episode, or if it helps you in any way, shape, or form, please like, please subscribe, please hit that notification bell, and please comment down below if it helped you with anything, right? Because as I always say, we are changing this world one person at a time. We really are. If I can help one person from this video, I did my part. But if I can help several people with this video, we get closer and closer to changing the world in a positive way, making that positive impact that we all can make. So that's why I always ask y'all to like, share, and subscribe, because it's not just me. We all in this together. Thank you, kings and queens. And as always, I love you all. Amen.